Hello everyone, this is Yeshua said my name, YSMN. I'm out here at Piney Run Park this morning. As you can see all around me, it is extremely foggy. There's still a lot of snow on the ground, but believe it or not, it's almost 50 degrees out here today. So I figured that's why I'd come out and take a walk. I want to show you guys what I think look like bear prints in the snow. I'm not too familiar. I'm going to show you what they look like in a minute and you tell me what you think. But I'm going to do a short trail walk near the water here at Piney Run Park, and then I sit down at a pavilion because I think it is going to shower today, and record a video on the ecumenical movement and the Vatican and expose more of that evil. All right, but before I do so, I wanted to show you, and I'm going to face you forward, I'm going to show you some prints that I found that look like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, bear prints. Maybe it's just a big dog. Maybe you guys that maybe you're hunters or you're more familiar with this, but let me flip this around and show you real quick. Let me see. Okay, do you see these markings here? Do they look like bear prints to you? Let me, here's a good one here. That's my boot print next to that, but look like this print right here. That one. Does that look like bear to you guys? There's more over here. There's more, but they look to almost be like almost in a straight line and not really like side by side or anything. They go off in like a straight line all the way up this way. Now over here is, I believe, is deer. So, because I have enough deer in my own backyard, so this looks like deer print to me here. But these prints here, this one here, I can't tell if that's bear, but let me follow the trail. It kind of comes this way and goes off like straight ahead. And as you can see, there's nothing beside them. It almost looks like single tracks. So I couldn't tell if that was a bear print or what. But that one that I found over here was the clearest of all. Right here. I can't tell if that's bear, if it's just a big dog. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think. All right, as you can see, it's pretty foggy here today. I'm gonna do a trail walk over that way down near the lake and a path that leads around the water. So let me put you guys on pause for 1 second. Okay, so let me flip you guys around here. So I got past those what I think look like bear prints to me. Again, I like being outdoors. I find anything like that fascinating. And then up behind me over here is the pavilion I'm going to try and sit at and do a video today discussing the ecumenical movement and the papacy in the Vatican, okay? But for now, I'll give you a panoramic view. I received some really good advice from Brother Michael, who does a lot of he looks over a lot of my videos, along with Brother Isaac and Fox Carpenteress and CJ and others, and they'll look at my sunglasses, they'll look at my footage, and there are times that you guys pick things out that I can't even see, and he offered the advice that to move a little slower. So what I'm going to do, if it seems like I'm moving a little bit more slowly through these videos, guys, is because I think it's good advice from Brother Michael to kind of slow down a little bit. I think, you know, it'll give people a better look at the scenery, and like he said, and I agree with him because he's had a lot of experiences with these modern Nephilim beings, Brother Michael has, and some of them pretty troubling for him, I'd say, that I'll keep personal, that he shared with me. But, you know, if anything, his advice is valuable because he's been dealing with this issue and has encountered them for many more years than I have. I mean, I've only encountered experiences maybe for the last 2 years, but he's had a lot more experience than that. So I take his advice when he says slow down. So I'm going to do my best to remember to move a little bit more slowly. All right, so let me take you guys down near the water. Hope I don't slip in the snow. There's still plenty of snow out here, even though it is warming up, okay? But I don't know if those footprints I showed you guys when I first showed up were deer. I'm sorry, not deer, bear. They could have been. But I find things like that fascinating, you know. I love being out in nature. As a matter of fact, when my 3 children were small, my 3 boys were small, Christine, my friend Christine, was raising her son at the same time my kids were little, and she and I would take, her son and my 3 sons out for literal walks in the Catoctin Mountains in Pennsylvania, right where she lives. And we put our backpacks on and take our snacks out for the day, and boy, the boys loved it. They were so excited, Mom's going to take us to the mountains today. And we get their backpacks together and snacks, and my friend Christine and I, we would take our sons out there, her son and my 3, and we'd go out and we'd have a blast in the Catoctin Mountains together. It was beautiful. I mean, there were times we would come across waterfalls and we get to higher elevations that gave us incredible views. Seems like it was just like yesterday. And so that's just a little tidbit about me in case you guys are new to the channel. That, I enjoy being outdoors, and so does my friend Christine. I'll do a panoramic view here. Take Brother Michael's advice and move a little bit more slowly, I guess. I think he's far more experienced with dealing with this than I am. Like I said, I'm relatively new at having the Father reveal these beings to me. I'm not new to the Nephilim topic. I've been doing videos on that and the fallen angels for years now, but when it comes to actually exposing them in our modern time, it's only been within, I'd say, the last couple of years that the Holy Spirit has done that for me, exposed it for me, and taken something I used to think was ridiculous and that I would scoff at and make me realize it is no scoffing matter. So it's hard to see from here, but if you go down those wooden stairs, which I may take you guys, depending on how slick it is, and follow along this road down here, the lake is literally right over here. So I might take you guys that way, but I just wanted to do a little bit of a walk through here. It's a little bit of a different area than I've taken you before. Boy, it's so quiet and beautiful out here. Now, I chose today to come out even though it's cloudy and foggy because there is a cold front moving in the Sykesville area between my area. Now, the Catoctin Mountains are west of me. If I were to get on the road and drive about 30 minutes west of here, I'd be right at the base of the Catoctin Mountains. So that's how close I am to the mountains. But anyway, we're going to have a cold front coming through, and they're calling for another round of snow and ice and freezing rain within the next couple of days, I think Sunday here. And of course, tomorrow and Friday is going to be too cold for me to be out here, so I figured I'd pick today, even though it's a little bit foggy, and just kind of come out and enjoy being outdoors. So, but I just wanted to take you guys for another quick trail walk. I'll try not to make it too long and move a little bit more slowly as I do. And then maybe we can go down near the water, and then I will go back to my car, grab my laptop, and we will discuss ecumenism and the Vatican. And for those of you who are new subscribers on this channel, welcome. This channel is all about exposing the deeds of darkness, Ephesians 5:11, and the beings of darkness. Part of being on the front lines of combat is knowing what your enemy's tactics are. We are told in Scripture to be as wise as serpents, but innocent as doves. That we are not to be ignorant, the Scripture tells us, of the enemy's devices. So along with exposing secret societies like Freemasonry, Skull and Bones. Here's an interesting arch right there. I don't know if that's natural or not. I just happened to see it. Huh. That could be natural. I mean, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not attributing everything as if I know it's, modern Nephilim that did that. I can't be 100% sure. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here since this is a nicely wooded area. I'm going to zoom in and show you guys a closer view. And take it slowly. All right, zoom back out again. All right, I'll show you a few more things this way. This is a direction I don't believe I brought you guys to before. This is kind of a trail that's right before you get to the actual waterfront. So as you're watching this video, if you feel that I'm still moving too quickly, or maybe some of you might think I am, let me know in the comment section. Okay? And I will do that. I'll slow down even more. Yeah, so far the only anomalous footprints I've seen of what look like a bear to me, like bear tracks. What is this right here? Just sticking out of the ground. It is so quiet out here. Again, I don't see anyone else here with me. So I'm sticking close to the main gate, and I prayed before I came out, so I'm using discernment and being careful. I'm not going too deep into the woods by myself. But the main gate, there's picnic tables right here. If you go over that ridge, the main gate is about maybe 20 yards from where those picnic tables are. So I'm not that far from the parking lot and the main gate. But I just happened to see this here. That's kind of unusual. It's sticking right out of the ground. I mean, I don't know if there's anything to it or anomalous, but I just thought that was interesting as I was walking up to it. Let me look at it from a different angle. I don't know. Doesn't look like it's looks like it's jammed in here, but not, man, I don't know, maybe a few inches. It's definitely loose. I mean, something might have jammed it into the ground, not sure. Just figured I'd show you guys that. I don't know if it's anomalous or not. All right, let's continue on our walk. But I always love coming out here. I look forward to bringing you guys with me. I enjoy the scenery. And there have been times, you know, like over the years, I'll come out here and it's just the Lord and I, you know, especially on days like this where there's not, I mean, I don't see another soul here. There's another pavilion up here. The parking lot's that way in the main gate. But I've enjoyed for years coming out here and just being alone with the Lord, you know. I'll bring my Bible or I'll just sit out and just talk to the Lord, and it's wonderful. All right, I'm just gonna walk you guys over this way real quick, put it on pause, and then we're gonna head back towards that those wooden stairs and pick it up from there near the water. But it looks like the water, a lot of it's still covered in ice. It's hard to it's like blending in. It looks like it's covered in ice. We'll get a closer look in a moment. All right, let me do like a little slow panoramic here. I mean, you could hear a pin drop out here. It's so quiet. Hear the occasional squirrel, but I don't even hear birds. I think that's another thing that's odd. I don't hear any birds. I don't see any squirrels. Huh. All right, let me zoom in over here. I hear the sound of a train in Sykesville, but that's about it. Trying to move more slowly. Sorry about the visibility, guys. I know with the fog out here this morning, it doesn't make it easy to make out details, but like I said, I chose today because the next 2 days they're calling for rain and maybe 40 degrees out here. So the fog, I apologize, is making it a little bit difficult, but this was, believe it or not, the best day out of the week to come out. And I usually try and get out to the park and walk at least once or twice a week. Let me zoom in again. And then I'll take you guys back toward the bridge and the wooden stairs. All right, I'm gonna put you guys on pause. And I mean, hopefully my phone battery won't die on me today. The last time I came out here, at least, well, not just the last time, a couple of times I've come out here, and my phone battery is literally cut out on me, or the phone will just shut off. Which doesn't shock me. Okay, I'll take one more look at this anomalous stick that's literally just sticking out of the ground over here. Take one more look at that. Put you guys on pause, and I'll head for the bridge, and we'll go down near the water. Hope you guys are enjoying the scenery. I definitely love being out. All right, here's that weird looking stick again. So I'll put it on pause after this, but this is just kind of sticking out of the ground here. Like I said, I'm not attributing everything to being an anomaly, but I mean, kids could have come out here and jammed it into the ground, or people playing around. I don't know. I'm always open to the possibility that something's natural. But then again, I've run into enough things out here that make me go, So, all right. I'm going to head in that direction and round the corner and go down the hill near the lake. I'll put you on pause and be right back. Okay, we're almost at the stairs. I figured I'd film behind me as I'm walking closer to the stairs just to... I hear geese. What do you know? But you guys know why I wear my sunglasses. That was good advice from some subscribers. To help pick up anything anomalous, which has happened before. And if you're new here, there have been a couple of times, and I've uploaded evidence of this, but there's been a couple of times, not every time, where I come out here and there's been anomalous things spotted in my sunglasses that I believe the technology on my phone is picking up with the shape of the lens of my sunglasses, and the refraction of light is decloaking things somewhat. Now, the last couple of videos I've done out here, I've not seen that. At least I haven't. I don't know if you guys have, but I have not, which I'm thankful for. Okay, so as we're walking toward this set of stairs here and heading down toward the water, I'll keep it pointed that way. Try and keep moving more slowly, okay? Thanks for watching this, guys, and for coming out with me. And when I tell you how much I love our live chats and, getting into the comment section with you guys and fellowshipping, I really mean it. It's just an amazing blessing from God, you know. I love it. Okay, let me do a panoramic. You can see behind me, there's the stairs I'm heading for. But except for the occasional geese out here, I don't see any squirrel activity really, not unless I'm just missing it, or I do hear an occasional bird tweeting though, so it's okay. Well, that's a good thing. Because usually I've heard rumors that if things go quiet when you're out in the woods or remote areas, whatever, if things go deadly quiet, then you have to pay attention. So it doesn't necessarily mean Sasquatch, or Nephilim. It could also be predators, And we do have bear here. As a matter of fact, we do occasionally here in Sykesville, in Carroll County, we get, black bear warnings and things like that. We have fox, we have coyote out here that come down from the mountains, because I'm only about a 30-minute drive from the Catoctin Mountains. And so there are times when we get warnings on my phone talking about, coyote warnings, bear sightings, and things like that. That's why the footprints I saw when I first came in and showed you guys, I thought might have been bear, So when things are quiet, it doesn't always necessarily mean that there is a Nephilim around, right? Or a Sasquatch. It could just be that it's a bear, a coyote, or some kind of natural predator. So, all right, let me see here. Let me see how this bridge looks and if these stairs are even trespassable, okay? The last thing I want to do is go ice skating down these stairs here. So, let me see how it looks. Oh, it might be clear enough. Okay. I'll show you where we're going. Right down through here. And of course the water's right over there. I'm just going to go see if it's frozen over, which it looks to me like it might be. Let's give it a slow panoramic here. I love being out here. You know, it's like I said, it's not like I don't know that I'm being observed most likely, but I'm not going to let it stop me from what I've always done. Ah, it's pretty clear. What do you know? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You know, I am cognizant of the fact that when I come out here, I'm not alone, and I know that. But unless I hear from the Father himself telling me to stop coming outside and enjoying walks at a park, then I'm not going to stop. So, it has to come from him. All right, I'll pan around slowly again. And thank you, Brother Michael, for your advice to move more slowly. All right, let's head on down these stairs and see what we can find near the lake. It does look like a lot of it's frozen over from here. Oh, what do you know? I see a lone car over there. Oh, 2 lone cars. Huh. I may not be the only soul out here today. Boy, it's just beautiful. You know, you get these evergreen trees and the snow. I mean, look at it. I have to admit, you know, my oldest son, he lives in Florida, about a half-hour south of Cape Canaveral. And I love it down there. I think it's beautiful. But one thing I've told my oldest son is that I would miss the 4 seasons of Maryland, to be honest. You know, I enjoy, you know, the 4 seasons, spring, summer, and fall. Got to be careful coming down the ice. All right, I'm going to walk down a main road here. I'll keep it facing this way, but I'm going to walk down a main road that's paved, so I'm not trying to... This is still pretty ice covered. But I'll keep the camera facing this way. And we'll get down to the water walking on a paved area where I don't have to ice skate all the way down, if you know what I mean. So, might be foggy out here, but boy, it's pretty. And there's where we came from. There's the stairs there. Give a slow sweep. All right, let's continue on our way. There's another set of stairs over there. Picnic tables. It's just a beautiful park. I mean, I absolutely love being here. Now, to me, okay, so it looks iced over to me. I'll get closer, but here are some of the docks right down here where people, you know, like here's the dock area here, but to me it looks like it's frozen. I'll take a closer look. Look behind me. Okay. All right, let's see here. Yeah, it says keep off the ice. Yeah, it is frozen over. That's what I thought. It looks like it. Let me show you the sign real quick. I thought so. The lake looked frozen, and it is. They're already warning people, stay off the ice. Okay. Let's see here. It's beautiful, though. Yeah, definitely. Here, let me show you a different view out front of the lake. It's hard to make everything out because it's so foggy, but it's definitely frozen over. It's just like a solid sheet of ice all the way across the lake. Yeah, and it's like I said, it's hard to see because of all the fog, but let me see if I can get you a close. Yeah, see, this is a sheet of ice. It's literally like an ice rink. So that's how cold it's been here. I mean, we've just within the last few days, we've probably gotten temperatures above freezing for a couple of days, but we had a hard freeze here for like 3 weeks where this snow and ice just has not melted at all. Yeah, okay. Just figured I'd show you guys the lake. It's pretty frozen over. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna go walking back up this way for you guys. Of course, I'll look off to the side because that's where the woods are. And oh, I know one thing I wanted to mention. In yesterday's video, I did a pretty lengthy video yesterday on the fallen angels, you know, and the Nephilim, and how, you know, Obama and former President Reagan were saying things about we need some outside alien influence to bring the world together as one. If you guys watched that video yesterday, you remember that. Well, there was a couple of spots in the video where I noticed a couple of subscribers said they thought they saw an orb flying down across my camera. I'm not saying it isn't, but you know what I really think it is? This is just my opinion, and I could be wrong. I have a Siamese cat. She sheds a lot of hair. And right before I did my video, I'll turn around and face behind me. Right before I did my video yesterday, I swept and was getting all the dust and hair off the floor. I was doing some cleaning. And as I did, and I sat down on my cushion, I noticed a couple of pieces of dust or dander flying across where the camera was. So it looked like an orb, but I think what it was is it was pet dander from my cat, or dust, because I had just finished dusting the floor before I made that video. So again, I could be wrong and you guys could be right. It might have been an orb, but I have never seen anything in my house, which I'm thankful for. I've never seen anything weird or supernatural in my home. You know, I believe I'm being protected. Now, some of you mentioned it could be angelic. It could be, all right? I just know for me, I think it was personally just some pet dander or some dust flying around, to be honest, after I just finished cleaning. All right, I'll face you guys around front again. Sometimes I like to just do a backward view because Scott Carpenter used to catch things sometimes on a back view cam. All right, let's go ahead this way. So, yep, the lake is frozen over. And I'm not even going to try and go the path that way because I'd skate all the way across. I'm not even going to attempt that. It's just too much ice yet to get to otherwise I'd cut across there and go to those wooden stairs. All right, let's come back up this way. And I'm going to zoom in for you guys and walk slowly as I'm coming up this way to the stairs. See if you can see better. I'll try and move slowly like was suggested. Okay, let's come back around. All right. All right, pull it out a little bit. Okay, let's keep moving. Head back up the stairs. Well, thankfully these stairs were clear. All right, I'm gonna head back up to the top of these stairs. I'll take you guys on the other side of the lake. Let me put you on pause and we're just gonna do a video on the ecumenical movement. All right, hold on one second. Okay, back at the top of the stairs, lake's frozen over. All right, let's go ahead and walk you guys back up in another direction here. Again, let me know if you see anything unusual. Like I said, the last couple times I've come here, I have not seen anything here, which is good news. Not that I know of. Maybe they're getting wise to that and saying, we're being decloaked in her sunglasses. Now we got to be more careful. They most certainly have been decloaked. Thanks to the Father. I mean it. All I hear is the occasional goose. All right, I'm going to face you forward again, okay? But like I said in yesterday's video, and I could be wrong, but it could have literally just been, which I believe could have been just dust flying in front of the camera, even though I know that the camera, to the camera lens, it might have looked like an orb flying by, but I truly believe it was dust particles, or a pet dander from my cat, because I had just cleaned, and then again, I could be wrong and you guys are right. So, you know, I'm open to any interpretation because we're all here to learn from each other, you know. I just know that thanks to the Lord, I've never seen or heard of anything unusual in my home. I believe I'm protected. Thanks to the Lord. And I've seen actual orbs before. Both white and red ones, and I've even captured, well actually I've shown you guys what those orbs look like. I've captured them on camera. Red ones and white ones. There's that strange looking stick again. It's kind of sitting there. Okay. Make it up this way. Now some of these back trails I'm not going on, even though they'd be new trails to show you guys. I'm gonna have to wait till the ice and snow melts a little bit more because it's just not safe for me to traverse those right now. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a break until I go down those new trails. Because there's not many cleared areas out here yet that I feel are safe. All right, let me do a panoramic again. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying these nature walks. What do you know? I hear a lone truck, a lone vehicle over here somewhere. What do you know? I found a patch of dry land I might be able to take a walk on. There we go. Thank you, Lord. I didn't think I'd find a place where I could actually walk, where the ground was actually, what do you know? This is great. Okay. See, I wasn't going to go along this trail before up here because I thought it was snow covered, so I wasn't even going to try it, but thanks to the Lord, it's clear. Okay. Let's hope I don't slip and slide in this mud, though, because that can be just as treacherous. So we'll go a few clicks up this way, I guess, right? And we're going to do that ecumenical video. Thank you guys for being a part of the channel, for the encouragement you send. As a matter of fact, when I went to my P.O. box yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it will be open until February 28th, I had a really wonderful letter from a brother in Christ. Very, very wonderful, encouraging letter. And that brother knows who he is, and I won't give out his name without his permission, but it was a wonderful letter of encouragement in the Lord, and I thank you, brother, for taking the time to write me and send me a card of encouragement, a letter of encouragement, and things that were on your heart that you wanted to share. So I thank you for that. All right, let me slow down a little bit. If I'm still moving too quickly, let me know. All right, let me turn it around. Okay, let's see. Go slowly here. No, it got real quiet again. Real quiet. Okay. Yeah, the path is really muddy, but as you can see, it's pretty muddy, but at least it's clear. So that gives me something to go on, so I'm not just traipsing around in ice and snow the entire time. Turn it this way. Okay. It's beautiful out here, Lord. No matter what it is, foggy, rainy. It's always a beautiful day when the Lord makes it, right? Now, like I said before many times, when I've come out here, it's been difficult for me. I don't pick out anomalies with the naked eye. Usually it's only after I upload something, whether on my phone or my laptop or my sunglasses picking up, my technology is picking things up that I'm not seeing with the naked eye. So, you know, like if I were to take my sunglasses off and just look around, I haven't been able to notice anything unusual. It's only you guys and even me sometimes after I've uploaded things, the technology is picking things up that the naked eye is not, which I find very interesting. Let me try and walk a little slow. It's kind of a muddy area through here. Just watching my step. I'll go a few more paces or clicks this way and then we'll head on back. But it's actually surprisingly 50 degrees out here. It feels like a heat wave compared to what we've been dealing with for the past 3 weeks with a deep freeze. But you know, I love filming videos outdoors, to be honest. I really do. I miss, even though I love the 4 seasons of rural Maryland, there's part of me, you know, where I wish that it was warmer right now, you know, because I love being outside. I love being on my deck. I love filming out there. I love coming to parks and filming. Let me go slowly for you guys. Again, I know the visibility is tough because of the fog, but I wanted to get back out here and I definitely wanted to film, and today's the best of the days to do it, in my opinion. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm gonna face you forward real quick, all right? Okay, let's keep moving. Again, at the advice of Brother Michael, slow and steady. So believe me, guys, I'm open to the advice. You know, when people tell me get mirrored sunglasses, I'm like right on it. You know, you tell me move slower or do this or do that, and I will definitely do it because we're all learning from each other, right? So thank you for the tips. Yeah, so I think it's Sunday night and Monday. They're calling for more ice and sleet and snow here, so today was my day to get out. Now this is interesting. I think a deer might have done this. See how this bark is stripped? It was just laying here like this. It looks fresh. And I know sometimes, at least what I've heard, I'm not a hunter of course, but I've heard that deer will come by and strip bark, you know, like off of a tree, and eat the bark off of a tree and strip the bark. So, but this was just laying here like that. I walked up on it, and as I'm coming down the path, this was just sitting there. So, I mean, I don't know. It looks like it was like, to me, if I were to guess, it looks like it was ripped from a tree, maybe by a deer. But then who would have placed it? Not unless a deer carried it in its mouth and just laid it here, but as I was walking up the trail, it was just sitting there like that. So I just thought it was a little bit interesting. Looks freshly done too. Again, let me know what you guys think about those tracks at the beginning of the video. If you think they were bear tracks or not. I don't know if it was, because I'm not familiar with, animal tracks, like bear tracks, coyote tracks. I mean, I don't know. This just didn't look like deer tracks to me, what I showed you in the very beginning of the video. They look like bear tracks to me. And we do get coyote and bear here, so first thing I thought of was bear, but that's just me. All right, let's do a turn around here. And thankfully I brought some lunch with me today. Something warm to drink. Brought my dark hot chocolate with me. I love dark chocolate. To be honest, milk chocolate's okay, but I love dark chocolate. So I got my dark hot chocolate with me and set to go. I was actually looking forward to this today. To be honest, I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. I got one day where it's in the 50s and I can come out and film, take a walk, get some exercise. Now, Piney Run Park, as you know, because you've been here enough with me, I love these trail markers here. So it's hard to get lost at Piney Run Park. When you go to Freedom Park, however, you guys have been with me there a couple times. Nothing's really marked. The only way I know my way around Freedom Park is because I've been there for so many years. But if you're a newcomer to this area and you went to Freedom Park and just started traversing the park, you could easily get lost if you don't know your way around, because there's no trail markers. Like Piney Run Park has trail markers, and so you know which trail you're on. They're color coded, and it's easy to find your way back, or I should say easier. Okay, I'll keep panning around as we go. But when I say it's quiet out here, it is quiet. I don't hear many birds. I haven't seen one squirrel, not one deer. I do hear some machinery up to my right. It might be removing more snow or something from a path. Just trying to move slowly. And of course, believe it or not, because it all blends in because of the fog and the snow, believe it or not, right here where my finger is, that's where the end of the land is, and right here is all lake, frozen over. Let me see here real quick. Now see, something like that up there looks like natural snow weight. That to me looks like a natural break from the pressure of snow, possibly wind. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks natural. Of course, there are some tree breaks I've found here and other structures that I've found here that now make sense to me. Like when I used to come here, before I understood about the modern Nephilim situation, I would see anomalies that I would look at and think, oh, that's odd, but I never attributed it to anything like, Nephilim or Sasquatch, because, beyond 2 years ago, I wasn't aware of such things. So I wasn't really paying attention. Now, like something like this right here could be like what I'm looking at right here. That's interesting. Let's get a closer look. It's closer to the ground, so I don't know. Can't really tell. Just looks interesting. At least it's closer to the ground than the other one I showed you, so I don't know if that's natural or not. It just looks like a break to me that close enough to the ground that something with opposable thumbs could just, you know, not sure. Just showing you guys what I'm finding, that's all. I have no definitive answers for anything, of course. It's just me guesstimating out loud, that's all. Alright, I'm going to go a few more paces this way and then head on back. Get my hot chocolate ready and we'll set up and we will do a video exposing the Vatican even more and their ecumenical lies of all paths lead to the same God, no matter who you worship, which we know is a satanic lie. Move slowly here. All right, the only thing up the other way, guys, I'm trying to move more slowly on purpose. The only other thing up this way is this path will take you to another entrance to more docks over this way. So I'm not going to try and make it down to the lake again. We already did that today. So I'm going to make my way out, and as we do, I'll point the camera backwards. And we all know why. I got that idea from Scott Carpenter. Okay, so I'm going to point backwards the whole way out, and then once we get out of this particular trail, I'll set up in a pavilion, and we'll do a live chat premiere video. And I'll look forward to having my lunch this afternoon and chatting with you guys live. So, I just love it out here. You know, I mean, I've had people say to me, man, Angie, you practically live outdoors all summer and all spring. I'm like, yeah, I love being out. So let me go ahead and I'll hold this up high as I'm walking out, and you guys can get a good look that way from behind me. There's that break again. Like I said, it could be completely natural. I don't know. I'm just showing you what I find. I have no idea, no clue. But I'm so thankful for whoever came out here and cleared these paths for us. At first I wasn't going to come down this trail because I didn't think it would be clear. So I'm pleasantly surprised. Gotta watch my footing because it is muddy through here, and I definitely don't want to take a mud bath today, so I'm trying to watch my footing. Alright, here we go. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the scenery despite the fog. You know, I wish the sun was out today, but I still think there's a lot of beauty here, even in the fog and the snow. Oh, what do you know? I just saw a lone bird fly away. Okay. No squirrels, no deer. Usually when I come out here, I find squirrels and deer all the time. But I did happen to see, just so you guys know, I did happen to see that those timestamps that 2 subscribers left me in the comment section, where they thought they saw orbs flying. I do know what you're talking about. As a matter of fact, when I reviewed my footage, I immediately thought dust. You know, dander, pet dander, dust, but you know, maybe you guys are right. Maybe it was something other than dust. I really don't know, but I did see that after I reviewed my footage. And then it dawned on me that I had just finished sweeping that whole area. So I could have kicked dust up and around as I was filming, and maybe that's what it was. But, you know, I'm open to anything, guys, because you know, I'm open to learning from people. You know, I think we're here on this channel to help each other, and we all learn from one another, you know. I mean, no one has all the answers. You know, we're all here to help each other. My hair is curling up. It is so humid out here, believe it or not, with all the fog. Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay, but we all learn from each other, and you know, I love to read the comment section because I learn a lot from you guys. As a matter of fact, I've had a lot of people give me their testimony in the comment section and emails and things like that, telling me certain things they've experienced, like Brother Michael or Brother Isaac has said he's had experiences as well. So Brother Isaac, if you're watching this, believe me, I've read your comments about your hikes that you said you've taken. It's very icy through here, so I'm just being careful. And the experiences you said you've had. So I learn from everybody that contributes on this channel, and I think it's a joint effort that we as brothers and sisters sound the alarm and let the world know that we are indeed living like in the days of Noah. And that Jesus was serious when he said in Matthew 24, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. And I do not believe it was simply allegorical or metaphorical. I believe it's legitimate. And those conditions in the days of Noah were not just, I'm not making light of this, but it wasn't just sin related, because there's sin abounding today, more so than ever. But I believe that there was a hybrid Nephilim. I mean, of course, that's why God sent the flood. Even Enoch warned about that. Even in the book of Daniel, I believe the prophet Daniel said, you know, that the words of the book would be sealed until the time of the end because it wouldn't be understood. Well, do you remember there's a section in Daniel where Daniel actually says, and they will once again mix their seed with the seed of men. That's in the book of Daniel. And he said, those who are wise will understand. So what I'm thinking is, we in our generation now, we can read the book of Daniel and understand it. Praise be to God, you know, through the power of his Spirit. But, you know, when he said they will once again mix their seed with the seed of men, you know, I think I know what he was talking about. You know, when you deal with this modern Nephilim situation, like in the days of Noah, these Sasquatch beings, which I do believe, like Scott Carpenter, and I'm being honest, I believe they are hybrid Nephilim beings. I do. As a matter of fact, that's what I'd prefer to call them rather than Bigfoot or Sasquatch. I think there's almost a cliche with that, like a stigma. I prefer to call them modern hybrids or modern Nephilim, to be honest with you. But could it be that even Daniel was alluding to this? When he said they, meaning the powers and principalities, will once again mix their seed with the seed of men? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I've misunderstood that scripture. But it lines up exactly with what Jesus was talking about, the days of Noah. And I believe these beings right now are in hiding. And I want to make this statement really quickly before... this is interesting. I'm looking at something interesting here. I don't know if it's anything unusual, but I'll show you in a second. But I do believe that it is legitimate, and I think that these beings are in hiding right now until the proper time. When Jesus said there'll be fearful signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and men's hearts failing them for fear for what is coming on the earth. And, you know, the Etherion, or the beasts of the earth, I think could be some of these giants, and modern hybrid beings that are in hiding in mountains, parks like this, caves, wildernesses, until the right time. Because the Lord also says, not only will there be fearful signs in the sun, moon, and stars, but also what is coming on the earth will cause men's hearts to fail them for fear. Could it be, this is just conjecture on my part, that some of these beings that we see in these parks and mountains and wilderness areas, are they part of the Etherion, the beasts of the earth, that will be unleashed one day once the word is given? I don't know. I just feel like their numbers are increasing, the sightings are increasing, and there's got to be a reason. The Father has brought this to my attention, to my friend Christine's attention. I've met people on this channel that have had experiences with it. There's got to be a reason, and I think the Lord is raising up a remnant of people in his body to start exposing how late the hour is with this stuff. Anyway, I'm looking at something unusual that I want you guys' opinion on, and then I'll stop it from here and we'll go make another video. But it looks like some tree bark has been ripped off in an unusual way, and I want to show you what this looks like and tell me what you think. It may be nothing unusual at all, okay? I'm not saying it's anomalous, but let's look. Right here, if you can see it, it's kind of hard to see. Let me step over the snow here. This tree right here, if you look up where the bark seems to be stripped, and it starts like right here, like here's where the tree is. Now there is a piece that looks like it's loose here. Yeah, this is it right here. This is the exact shape that's been ripped off of this tree all the way up here. I'll see if I can flip this piece over for you, but it starts right here. And and it looks pretty fresh from the looks of it. Can't believe I'm actually strong enough to lift this up. But it almost looks like it would fit the shape of what's been ripped off this tree. Doesn't it? It looks fresh too. One more look. I can't hold this for much longer, it's heavy. Now I'll drop this. There it is there. And then you look up. And that looks like where it's ripped from. It just looks unusual. Let's see. Anyway. I just thought it looked unusual to me. And then that looks like the piece right down here where it came from. Ripped right off. It just looks like it's ripped off the tree. I mean, you can even see the cracked wood here. Can you see this? All right, again, it may be absolutely nothing, nada, but I just thought it was unusual looking. You know, there's the piece over there that I picked up, but it just looked like it fit the shape of what was ripped off that tree pretty well, in my opinion. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just showing you guys what I come across as I'm taking my walk. It may be nothing, just looking. All right, I think I'll pause it for here, or stop this video for here, because I'm getting ready to go to a pavilion and set up with some hot chocolate. Of course, it has to be dark hot chocolate, not milk chocolate, dark chocolate, dark hot chocolate. So I'm going to set up with that, and we'll get a video going, okay? Exposing the papacy again and the ecumenical movement of the Vatican. And hope you guys have enjoyed this latest trail walk. See one more view behind me. And I'm glad that Brother Michael suggested that I take it a little bit more slowly. I really am. Thank you, brother, for that suggestion. I'll probably be sitting up right up there at that pavilion and doing a video. Just trying to give you guys one more look, because once I set up at the pavilion with the fog behind me, it'll be kind of hard to see even the lake behind me or any scenery at all, sadly. All right, guys, I'm gonna close this particular video. Okay, I'll do one more frontal view. Okay, I think I'll pause it for here. Thank you for coming on this trail walk with me, guys. And it might be another week or two before I can get back out here. I think they're calling for more ice and snow and deep freeze. So, and I am looking forward to that Sasquatch Festival in, I believe it's April. I've already missed one. A couple weeks ago they had one. I didn't even know it. But if I can get out here in the spring and set up under a pavilion, I might be able to get people's take on why they're here and why they're coming to that particular festival. See if I can get some interviews for you guys. Okay, thank you for coming along with me. I'll end it here. God bless you. Lord willing, more to come soon in a few moments.